Page 48. 107. Double possessive. Hers, ours, theirs are called double possessives because they are twice inflected, r and s being two possessive suffixes. 108. Mine, thine, hers, ours, yours, theirs are used a. when the noun is understood. Like, whose book is this? It is mine. This is my pen. Where is yours? B. When a verb comes between the noun and the pronoun. Like, this book is mine. This house is theirs. C. When the pronoun is preceded by of. This book of mine is cheap. Caution. The possessive forms hers, ours, yours, its, theirs, etc. should never be written with the apostrophe. Thus, it is wrong to write hers like her apostrophe and s. Its, it apostrophe s. Yours, your apostrophe s. Yours, theirs or theirs, etc. Its should not be confounded with its, which mean it is or it has. 109. Possessive of interest. Possessive of interest is the possessive case of personal nouns, sometimes used familiarly to express interest. Our hero now left the field, meaning the man in whom I and my readers have taken so much interest. 110. The gender and number of personal pronouns. A. The pronoun must be of the same gender and number as the noun for which it stands, but when the sex is uncertain or not clearly stated, we commonly use the neuter pronouns it. The boy has done his work. The girl has done her work. It is a healthy baby. That means the boy or boys has or have done his or their work. The girl or girls has or have done her or their work. B. But when the neuter form is not allowable, we sometimes use two pronouns, one masculine and the other feminine. Like, every member can express his or her views. Every boy or girl may do as he or she likes. Sometimes we use only the masculine form. Every candidate must bring his own pen. Each must do his best. 111. The uses of we. We denotes the speaker and others, male and female. It is used for I. When one speaks for several, this is called the representative we. We welcome your excellency. We find the person guilty. Of foreman of the jury would deliver his verdict. B. By a person in high authority or official capacity. This is called the royal we. We allow the footsteps of our ancestors. We meaning the king. C. By the editor of a newspaper to represent the whole paper. This is called the editorial we. We support the measures proposed by government. That means the editorial is supporting the measures proposed by government. D. To represent mankind at large. We must do our duty. That means all mankind must do our duty. Page 49, 112. Thou, thou, thou is seldom used except in a. Poetry, as thou art, O God. B. Prayer, as thou lovest us all. That means God loves us all. Formerly, it was used in expressing familiarity or contempt, as thou art a mean fellow. 113. You, you is now used both in the singular and in the plural with always a plural verb, like Ram, you are a wise man. Boys, you are to do this. In this, Ram, you are a wise man is singular. Boys, you are to do this is plural. 114. Ye, ye. Ye is an old form and is now used chiefly in number 1 poetry, like ye, hills and dales. Number 2, some familiar phrases like how did ye do. 105. Uses of it, it. It is used in a for lower animals unless we clearly wish to refer to them as male or female. The dog follows its master. B. For little children, male or female. The child is crying for its mother. C. As the preparatory or provincial subject to refer to an infinite or a clause after it. Like, it is good to swim. It is known that he is dead. D. For an inanimated object, clause or phrase, or the idea contained in it. Buy the book and give it to him. Honesty is the best policy. He knows it. To swim is good. It improves health. E. As the provincial object for an object to come after. I consider it wrong to do so. I consider it wrong that you should behave in this way. F. To emphasize. To emphasize a word or a phrase. It is you. That means it was they. It is you that did it. It was with difficulty that I did it. G. Impersonally, as the subject of impersonal verbs. It rains. H. As the subject of the verb to be to refer to time, weather, etc. It is 5 o'clock now. That means time is 5 o'clock now. It is hot today. That means the weather is hot today. It is 6 miles from here. That means the distance is 6 miles from here. I. As a sort of cognate object. I shall fight it out to the last. That means I will fight the fight to the last. 116. Arbitrary use of it. It may be applied to all members, genders and persons when it is used at the beginning of a sentence for emphasis. It was I that did it. I can be replaced with you, she, he, they. It was these books that I wanted. Exercise 12. A. Point out the personal pronouns and state the person, number and gender of each. First, he told me to follow him. Second, I have lost the book you gave me. Third, do as I tell you. Fourth, I have sent your brother to him. Fifth, they are angry with me. Sixth, a friend of yours asked me for it. Seventh, you have wronged me. Eighth, it is a pleasure to talk with him. Ninth, this book is his, not yours. 10th, we will follow you. 11th, he told them that they should mind their business. 12th, it is known that you helped him. 13th, I know that it was they that did it. 14th, we should do what you tell us to do. 15th, it was these books that I wanted. 16th, it is 5 o'clock now. 17th, I thought It was wrong to oppose him. 18th. This pen is his. Where is mine? 19th. It was with pleasure that I did the work. 20th. It is said that you gave them that advice. B. Put correct pronouns in the blank spaces. First, he is older than dash, in bracket me or I. Second, he is as strong as dash, brackets they or them. Third, none is so blind as dash that will not see, in bracket them or they. Fourth, he knows that it was dash who did the work, in bracket I or me. Fifth, let dash go there, brackets we or us. Sixth, who did it? It was not dash, in brackets I or me. Seventh, it was dash that did it, in brackets I or me. Eighth, he and dash went there together, in brackets I or me. Ninth, they are better than dash, we or us. 10th, let you and dash start at once, brackets I or me. 11th, can you sing as well as dash, brackets they or them. 12th, nobody will go there but dash, in bracket I or me. 14th, she reads in the same class as dash, in bracket they or them. 15th, who is right between you and dash, he or him. 16th, he came here to see you and dash, me or I. 17th, you are not so poor as dash, in bracket him or he. 18th, it is dash who is responsible for this, in bracket him or he. 19th, the boy is known to him and dash, in bracket I and me. 20th, what would you do if you were dash, in brackets he or him. 21st, they asked my brother and dash to see him, in brackets I or me. 22nd, all the girls except dash were present there, he or she. 23rd, I do not think dash, in bracket they or them, are more competent than dash, in bracket us or me. 24th, it is dash who got the prize, he or her, not dash, I or me. 25th, I cannot depend on a man such as dash, in bracket he or him. Demonstrative pronouns, page 50. 117. The words that, this, these, those, such, so, the same, one, when used alone, are demonstrative pronouns. When used with nouns, they are adjectives. So, they cannot be used as an adjective. This or that is my house. What I mean is this. Such was not my object. That means what was suggested. These are called demonstrative pronouns, as they point out some objects to which they refer. This and these refer to something that is near to the speaker in position, time, or thought. That and those denote something being more distant. This is ours, not that. 118. The uses of this and that as pronouns. A. When two nouns have been mentioned before, this refers to the latter and that to the former. Work and play are both necessary. This gives us rest and that gives energy. That means play gives us rest and work gives us energy. Dogs are more faithful than cats. These attach themselves to places and those to persons. That means cats attach themselves to places and dogs to persons. B. They are often used for preceding nouns or clauses. The book is better than that of Jadoo. That means the book of Jadoo. I have read Latin and that at Oxford. He went there and this proves his courage. 119. Such as a demonstrative pronoun stands for a noun or phrase. It may be used for either number. If you are my friend or friends, if you are my friend, show yourself as such or yourselves. Page 51, 120. The same is a demonstrative pronoun in I will do the same as you. That means that which you do. The use of the same for it in this sentence is as he filed a petition, I have gone through the same, is now restricted only to legal documents. 121. So is a demonstrative pronoun after say, think, tell, etc. As I said or think so, where so is equal to this or that. In I was talking to so and so, we walked a mile or so, so is an indefinite demonstrative. 122. One and its plurals, ones, are demonstrative pronouns when they stand for preceding nouns. He got a prize last year, but did not get one this year. That means one means a prize. These oranges are not ripe. Please send me some ripe ones. Ones means oranges. Exercise 13. Fill up the blank with demonstrative pronouns. This boy is taller than dash. Second, dash is a lame excuse. Third, dash was a lame excuse. Fourth, if you are a friend, prove yourself as dash. Fifth, his house is bigger than dash of Jadoo. Sixth, these things are better than dash supplied by him. Seventh, he said dash. Eighth, his work are like dash of his brother. Ninth, both are good, but dash is more useful than dash. 10th, I helped him and dash proves that I love him. 11th, I helped him and dash proved my love for him. Relative pronouns. 123. The principal relative pronouns are who, which, that, what. As and but are also used as relatives. Note: as a relative pronoun joins sentences like a conjunction, it is also called conjunctive pronouns. conjunctive. 124. The word to which the relative pronoun refer is called the antecedent. In the book which you gave me is lost. I want the boy that did it. Book and boy are antecedents of which and that respectively. 125. Uses of relative pronouns. A. Who refers only to persons. I know the man who came. B. Which refers only to things without life, animal and babies. The meeting which was held in the park was attended by 500 people. This is the book which he bought. This is the dog which I saw. The baby which was crying is now quiet. which is also used for a preceding clause. He passed the examination, which pleased everybody. Here, which means the fact that he passed. It was raining hard, which kept us indoors. Here, which means and this. See, that refers to persons, animals, and things. This is the man or dog or book that I saw. Page 52. D. What refers only to things. There is a great difference of opinion about its proper nature. Number 1. According to some, its antecedent that is almost always understood. I know what you say. That means I know that what you say. What you say is true. That means that what you say is true. Second, some call it a compound relative because the antecedent is said to be contained in it, the word being equivalent to that which, but this is not correct, for the antecedent is sometimes expressed either A in a subsequent clause and B immediately after the relative itself. What I tell you in darkness, that speak ye in the light. Take what help you can get. 126. Declension. Who and which are declined as follows. That is not declined. Norm, singular plural, singular plural. Who, which, whose, of which possessive, object, whose, of which, also rarely whose, object, whom, singular plural, which. Note, whose is a possessive of which is often not only convenient but also desirable. Follower characterizes the rigid adherence of which as pedantic. Thus, he was convicted in a court of whose rules of procedure he was ignorant is better than in a court of the rule of procedure of which was ignorant. 127. The uses of who, nominative, and whom, objective, are very often confused. Carefully note the following. The man who, not whom, came here was my uncle. I know Mr. Sarkar, who is a big businessman. That not whom. He is a person whom you can trust well, not who. He is a person who I believe is quite trustworthy, not whom. Who do you think has done it? Not whom. These are the boys who were present there, not whom. Who are the boys whom I saw there, not who. To whom do you want to talk, not who. Please tell me to whom I should speak. The boys of whom are speaking came to see me. 128. Compound or generalizing relatives. Whoever, whatever, whichever, and the more emphatic forms whosoever, whatsoever, give the meaning of totality. Whoever comes is welcome. He got whatever he wanted. Take whichever you please. 129. Uses of who and which. A. Restrictive. Who and which have a restrictive force when they limit or define the meaning of antecedent. This is the boy who did it. This is the book which I bought. B. Continuative, coordinate or conjunctive. Who and which have sometimes a continuative force and are used only to make some additional statement about the antecedent. They may then be replaced by a conjunction and a pronoun. You must obey your parents, which will win you the love of others. I saw your father, who recognizes me. Note: no comma is generally placed before the relative pronoun when it is used in the restrictive sense, but when it is used in the continuative sense, it generally takes a comma before it. B. Another distinction is that who and which in the latter may be replaced by a conjunction and a pronoun. C. Who and which are also used adverbially to imply a cause or a purpose. Cause: that who had been found guilty was fined. The picture which was spoiled has been thrown away. Purpose: I shall send my brother who will do the work. He has sent me a dog which will guard my house. 130. That is always used in restrictive sense. It is used instead of who and which. Number 1. After adjectives in the superlative degree. He is the best man that I ever saw. Second, after some, any, all, only, one, etc. that require a defining clause after them. Is this the same that you showed me before? All that I want is this. He is the only boy that did it. Answer any that you can. Third, after the interrogatives, who and what. Who is the boy that did it? What is it that you want? Fourth, after two antecedents, one requires who and the other which. Many are the men and countries that I saw. 131. And which, but which. As the relative itself is like a conjugation, it is wrong to use and or but before which except to join two clauses adjectival to the same antecedent. I have seen the picture which you have painted and which is very lifelike. I went to his house which is far away from the town but which can be reached easily by motor car. But it is wrong to write, he asked me to go there, but which I refused. There is a shower of rain and which confined us indoors. 132. As is a relative pronoun when it comes after the same, such, as much, as many, and is applied to both persons and things. This is the same book as that. Only such boys as have passed need apply. I give him as much as he required. Note: as is not always a relative pronoun whenever it comes after another as. Thus, in come as soon as you can, I shall work as hard as possible, the second as is a conjunctive adverb. 133. As is sometimes used independently as a relative pronoun for an unexpressed antecedent to be gathered from the main sentence. This is true as I said before. Mr. Bose, as is well known, is a rich man. 134. The same is also followed by that. This is the same book that I lost. Note: rules for the use of that or as after the same. Where the verb is expressed after it, we may use both as and that. This is the same book as I lost. B. But when the verb is understood, we always use as. This is the same book as mine. Note: the use of who or which are same and such is coming into vogue, but it is better for the students to avoid it. 135. But is used as a relative pronoun when it means that not, as it has a negative sense and is used after a negative word. It is sometimes called a negative relative. There is no man but wishes to be happy. That means who does not wish to be happy. 136. Relative pronouns agree in number, gender and person with their antecedents. I, who am your master, says so. You are the person who is guilty. This is the lady that lost her ring. That is useless to me who am ill.